right, guys. This is called Remember Me. It goes like this. Remember me. I am the fallen soldier, sailor, airman, and Marine. Remember me. I'm the one that held the line. Sometimes I volunteered, and sometimes I went because I was told to go. But when the nation called, I answered. In order to serve, I left behind the family, friends, and freedom that so many of us take for granted. Over time, I used different weapons. A sword, a musket, bayonet, a rifle, a machine gun. Often I marched into battle on foot, countless miles, across whole continents. I had little water and even less food, but it did not matter. We had a job to do. Other times I rode into battle on horseback, in wagons, sometimes on trains, later in tanks, jeeps, and Humvees. In early wars, my ships were made of wood and powered by the wind. Later, they were made of steel and powered by diesel fuel, or the atom. I even took to the air and mastered the sky in planes, helicopters, and jets. The machines of war evolved and changed with the times. But remember that it was always me, the warrior, that had to fight our nation's enemies. I fought at Lexington and Concord as our nation was born. I crossed the Delaware on Christmas Day in 1776. Freedom was on our side. I defended the Chattahoochee River in the War of 1812, and I would stand again. In the Civil War, I fought with my brothers and against my brothers at Gettysburg, Shiloh, and Bull Run. I learned that we must never again divide. In World War I, I marched on the Marne, and I held the line at Bella Wood. The war to end all wars. That's what they called it. I just called it hell. In World War II, I fought everywhere, from the beaches of Normandy and the Battle of the Bulge, to the sands of Iwo Jima and the hell of Guadalcanal. I stood against tyranny and kept darkness from consuming the world. In Korea, I landed at Incheon, and I broke out of the chosen reservoir. They called it the Forgotten War, but I never forgot. In Vietnam, I went and I fought the Mekong Delta and places like La Drang, Khe Sanh, and Hamburger Hill. Some say my country wavered, but I did not waver. Ever. In the recent past, I fought in Panama, Somalia, and other desperate places all around the globe. And finally, I fought in Iraq and Afghanistan, in Baghdad, Fallujah, and Ramadi, in Kunar, Helmand, and Kandahar. As technology advanced, I used night vision goggles, and global positioning systems, and drones, and lasers and thermal optics. But it was still me, a human being, that did that work. It was me that patrolled the mountains and across the desert or through the streets. And it was me that suffered in the merciless heat and bitter cold. And it was me that went out night after night to confront our nation's enemies and confront evil face to face. It was me. Remember me. I was a warrior. But also remember that I was not only a warrior. I was just a soldier, sailor, airman, Marine. Remember also that I was a son, a brother, and a father. I was a daughter, a sister, a mother. I was a person like you. A real person with hopes and dreams for the future. I wanted to have children. I wanted to watch them grow up. I wanted to see my son score a touchdown or shoot that winning basket. I wanted to walk my daughter down the aisle. I wanted to kiss my wife again. I wanted to grow old with her and be there to hold her hand when life grew hard. When I told her I'd be there till the end, I meant it. When I told my children I would always be there for them, I meant that more. But I gave all that away, all of it, on the distant battlefield, on some godforsaken patch of dirt amongst the fear, the fire, and the bullets. Or in the sky above enemy territory, filled with flak. Or on the unforgiving sea where we fought against the enemy and against the depths of the abyss. There in those awful places, I held the line. I did not waver and I did not hesitate. I, the soldier, sailor, airman, or marine. I stood my ground and sacrificed my life, my future, my hopes, my dreams. I sacrificed all of it for you. Remember me, the fallen warrior. And remember me not for my sake, but for yours. Remember what I sacrificed so you can truly appreciate the incredible treasures you have. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. You have the joys of life that I gave up so you can relish in them. Cool wind, spring grass, the warm summer sun on your face. Family, friends, and freedom. Never forget where it all came from. It came from a sacrifice. The supreme sacrifice. And don't waste it. Don't waste any of your time on this earth. Live a life that honors the sacrifice of our fallen heroes. Remember them always and make every day Memorial Day.